Okay, we are going to get started here. I am having just a small problem with my monitor. So we are going to have to adapt and overcome, as they say, which is fine. I'm bringing another computer online right now to make it simpler. If everybody can hear me and you're in the YouTube channel, just jump on there and say hey in the chat box that's available. If you are on the live instantAppWizard.com/training, you can just click on the YouTube button and that will take you right into the channel where the chat system is. It's a great system. It's really cool, and I like it a lot. And we are just days away from getting our new system online. We are working on the chat system now and for live question and answers. And so I'm hoping next week we will have our new system online using Google Hangouts, and it is really, really cool. And I'm really looking forward to it. Been working many hours late into the night and into the early mornings testing and doing some things. So, but welcome everyone, and it's a pleasure to have you. Absolute pleasure to see you, of course, and a great opportunity for us to come together for training. Tonight we're going to go into hang on just one second. Just want to make sure I got everything turned on over here. Tonight we're going to go into sales training. Then we're going to go into and do some training in the platform. And because I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. So I'm going to start splitting it up, and we're coming to the end of our sales training. Tonight we're going to start talking about closing and getting ready to close and doing those kind of things. So, but I just really looking forward to tonight's training. We're going to talk about a few things and go over some things and do some things. And so it's going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Let me jump on here real quick. My monitor's not working, so I'm having to bring up another computer to do some things. So if you just bear with me 1 second. It's always something, right? This is a brand new monitor. I just got it. And something's not connected. But once again, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. Just use the chat box if you're in the YouTube system and ask questions and so forth. And if you're in the other system, move over here to this system. It just works out a lot better for asking questions and helping everybody out. But we're going to get started here. And I'm going to be in this little box here since my monitor is not working. I want to welcome everybody to Wednesday Night Trading. It's an absolute pleasure to have everyone here to be a part of this exciting night. I love doing this. It's powerful and it's fun and it's exciting. And it's always awesome to be able to come and talk to you on training nights. And just a couple of housekeeping things to get out of the way real quick. If you have not joined our YouTube channel, join our YouTube channel at youtube.com/instantAppWizard. And like us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/instantAppWizard. That's not our Facebook group. That's our Facebook page. If you did not get the text reminder tonight to go on and see our trainings and get our text reminder, just tap app call APPCALL, app call APPCALL to 727-478-1234. 1343. It's a great it's a great thing. Texting is awesome because when I get my text, I know it's time to start trading, and I stop everything else I'm doing, and I can get into trading. So, but app call APPCALL to 727-478-1343. Our Facebook group, Bear, our Facebook group has been alive here lately. You know, well, I'll tell you what I love about the Facebook group. It's a great family. And one thing great families do is they keep others from going astray. And the worst thing you could do in this business is get off on a tangent somewhere and get hooked up and unfocused and lose your focus and all kind of stuff and wonder what the heck is going on. And so make sure that you join that Facebook group. It's a wonderful place to be, and it's a great opportunity to get in there and talk and share and work with and be a part of a great group. So join us in our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/instant app wizard. Tonight we're going to talk about subtle signals. Okay? And believe it or not, if you really pay attention, and sometimes that's hard to do because you got so much going on. Your customers got people coming in and out. Everybody is busy. You're wanting to sell. He's wanting you out of his business. And you're just rambling on. And trust me, I know how easy it is to ramble on because I can ramble and I can talk for hours. And if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, that's exactly what I will do. And so next thing I know, I've talked myself out of the sale. And so you got to watch for those subtle signals. And we've all done them. How many of you have gotten bored when you're talking to someone and the first thing you do is you cross your arms? And you cross your arms and you're sitting there thinking, God, will this guy ever shut up? You know, will he ever quit talking? And next thing you know, time has passed and your time is wasted, and you're trying to get everything going on, and it's just miserable. You know, it's just miserable. And that's because you didn't catch their subtle signals. When someone crosses their arms, that means they're bored. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They could really care less what you have to say. And when they start scratching their chin, you know, they're contemplating and they've listened to everything you say and they're saying, hey, this is a good thing. You know, this is something I really need to look at. This is cool. And so we have to look for those things when we're doing it. We have to pay attention to our client. Watch their eyes. Watch what they do. If they're looking at the clock, all those little things can get you in trouble if you don't pay attention to it. And honestly, what happens is they're telling you when to close. They're telling you that they are ready. And they're telling you to quit talking and write up the contract. Or they're telling you that, hey, I need some more information. You know, you need to change the subject. You need to ask me what my problem is. And if you will pay attention to that, you will close more deals without question. Now, we're going to talk about this sales training tonight, and then I'm going to go into the platform, and I'm going to show you a couple of things. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the digital business card and the marketing platform just a little bit. So let's keep rolling on here and talk about those subtle signals. It's recognizing a client's buying signals can help shorten your interview time by as much as 50%, and sometimes even save the sale. I mean, the worst thing a person can do is lose a sale. And we've all been there. You know, guys, I'm going to tell you now, I'm not 100% closer. I wished I was. I don't know anybody that is. We all run up against the proverbial wall. It happens to me all the time. But what a good salesperson does is he evaluates what he's done, where he was at. Did he pay attention to the small things? When he walked in and he asked how business is, did the guy absolutely run away from him? You know, some people you're not going to sell. I know we would love to sell every single person that we walk into their business. But those subtle signals come out not even during the sale. They also come out in the beginning of the sale. Some people just don't want to be rude. Some people are asking you to leave. They could care less about what you got. Okay? Just get out of their face and move on. But we don't see that. We don't pay attention to that. We don't do the things that we should be doing to make that sale. Hang on just one second, guys. I'm bringing up another account here, another probably hear my dog barking in the background there. I'm bringing up another account so I can open up the YouTube and the messaging system in another computer so that I can pay attention to what I'm doing here. And Tilly, hush. That's my dog there. So those subtle signals, you know, I'll give you a prime example. My dog is telling me that somebody is outside, or he's telling me, you know, that there's a problem and that I need to pay attention to that. You know, that's a subtle signal. And, you know, you don't think about that, but there's subtle signals all around us. And we have got to pay attention to that. If we don't, then guess what happens? We lose the deal. If you don't pay attention to your little dog barking, guess what can happen? you could have somebody break into your house, or even worse, you know, something happened to you. So it's those little things. It's those little things that are important. Okay, I've got that other computer up now, and let me turn the volume down. There you go. Okay, I see David Craiglow. I see Walter Marsh. Everybody talking in the system now. So, but let's talk about those subtle signals. Subtle signals are the individual gestures, expressions, actions, and verbalizations that make up body language. You've got to pay attention to body language. You have to. There's that body language will tell you everything you need to know about the direction of that sale within just a few minutes. A salesperson must become experienced at reading these subtle signals that can tell him or her how the prospect actually feels about what is being said or shown. Do you think if you're in demonstrating a mobile app and they never look at your phone and they haven't looked at what you did one time, you sent them a text message, okay? They gave you your number. You sent them a text message. They never even looked at the text message. Do you think for 1 second that you need to be wasting another minute of your time with that customer? I mean, do you feel like Will Sims said his chihuahua was far from subtle. Do you feel like you should be wasting your time with that customer? Absolutely not. You know, Now's when you need to close out and say, you know, Mr. Smith, it's obvious that you're very busy. And I notice that you're not really paying attention to what I'm talking about. Is there another time that we can get together? You see, he doesn't know how to tell you he doesn't have time, and you don't know how to tell him, so both of you are wasting each other's time because he's not fixing to buy. He's not heard a single word you said. But I tell you what happens. He respects you for noticing that he's got something on his mind and it's not you. He will respect you for that, and I'm telling you, you will gain a friend out of that and a client later on if you know when to shut your mouth, pay attention, and bow out gracefully. You know, with a digital business card, and I've been talking about digital business cards a lot lately, I'm helping a lot of people get their digital business card business launched and working on that so that they can get out and make those instant sales and bring cash flow coming in. And with a mobile business card, digital business card, that sales totally different. Okay, you don't need to spend more than about 5 or 10 minutes, and they're either going to get it or they're not, and move on. It's very easy to explain, very easy to show, and very easy to ask for the sale. You don't need to spend an hour in there explaining the digital business card. It doesn't have to happen. And you're going to know real quick. So if you're in there and you still haven't done a soft close and know that they're going to buy within about 15 minutes, you're way off track with that sale. Let's talk about buying signals. What you need to look for them to, when you know that they're going to buy, and go ahead and ask for the close. Press hard, 3 copies. I need your signature. This is the information I need. You get the information, you go home, and that evening after you've made all your sales calls, and you build his apps, and you get up the next morning and you go deliver it and you collect your money. It's literally that simple. It isn't anything any harder than that. You should have in your folder when you walk in there a form that they can fill out, they can sign, and you can walk out with a copy of whatever logo they're going to have and move on. 99% of my logos come off of business cards. They're business cards. So you don't have to spend a lot of time working with those clients. You do not have to at all. And if you are, then you're probably not making a lot of sales and you're not going to make a lot of money. Buying signals may be either physical or verbal. I'm going to provide you some examples, but by no means these are all inclusive. There are many, many, many buying signals. Google buying signals and Google non-buying signals, and there's hundreds of them. And you really need to look at every one of them. Okay, you need to look and see exactly what they are, because you need to study that in your spare time. And I know a lot of you don't have spare time, but 30 minutes a night, study buying signals. Okay, study buying signals. Physical buying signals: stroking the chin, sparkling of the eyes. I can tell you, I feel my eyes sparkle when I'm excited about something. Trust me, a good salesperson can see the sparkle in your eyes and know that you're just overwhelmed and overjoyed about what you're showing them. Sudden relaxation. And I've had this happen 100 times, and I do it myself. A salesman walks in and I'm busy and I'm tired and I don't really want to listen. And I'm all tensed up. I'm leaning over the desk. I'm all over the place. And next thing you know, that conversation phase where he's building rapport, I just kind of go, whew. Man, somebody that's not pushing something down my throat. And all of a sudden, I relax. And everything's good to go. And a good quality salesman notices that. And now he knows to move right on into the sale and the close. Suddenly re-examining a product, related object, or the mobile app. Whatever you're showing him, he wants to see it again. Maybe he wants you to send him another text message or something like that, or suddenly they become friendlier. Suddenly they're wanting to talk more. That rapport has been established, and things are going well. Okay, those are buying signals. This is just a very small amount of buying signals. Verbal or audible buying signals, exhalation of breath. Yeah, I see what you got. Hurry up! I'm very. This is an amazing product. I mean, this is exactly what I need. I am so glad you're here today. You see, he completely changed his tone of voice. Everything completely changed. Asking questions that indicate the prospect is mentally involved in some aspect of your marketing strategy. You know, he starts talking to you, and he starts understanding. You're talking about building his business up. He's talking about doing those things, you know, that you're talked about that will actually get his business on track. For example, Carrie, how much do you think my business will grow? Do you not think that that's that he's ready to buy? If he's asking you, how much do you think his business will grow? And I can tell you conservatively, I truly believe that, and as someone showed, someone had a restaurant that did texting. I can't remember the article, but showed where they increased their business $8,000 a month, I believe it was. You know, conservatively, I think you could easily say that they're going to grow 20% a year, additional over what they're already doing, if they use the marketing strategy, and probably more than that. Coupons are the hottest thing out there right now, and I know, and I can say this because I can see the apps that are being built. There's only a few of you that are selling coupons as an upgrade. And wouldn't it be cool if he says, you know, Carrie, how would a coupon work with this mobile app? Guess what? That's an upsell, and you didn't even have to say anything. You casually mentioned it when you was talking about the mobile business card. You know, how as the platform grows, he can add reputation management and mobile coupons and this and that. And I think I told you last week, we are adding mobile coupons to the header of all of our apps, and we're going to charge them for that. Depending on if they want it monthly, weekly, or how it is, we're going to charge them for that. And we're going to put the business card right there at the top and in the slider. And so, you know, that's extra money. That is recurring income that's going to come in month after month after month. And those things, when he starts asking you, you know, Carrie, how would this work with my business? How do you think this is going to make? It's time to land the plane. It's time to bring it in. Yeah, that article was a restaurant association article. If somebody can find that and post that in that little chat box, that'd be awesome, because I know there's some people that haven't seen that. It's in the group somewhere. But so it's time to land the plane. Okay. So when I say land the plane, I mean the deal. We need to with your marketing plan and your market program. You could sit down and get some information, and I only need about 10 and this piece of paper, write me a check, and I will have your app back to you in the morning. That's valuable. You see, verbal buying signals perspective of negative signals, so they can alter the inner rapport or additional. It's very easy to lose yourself. You're either giving information, way too much information, track of what a bunch of stuff that you don't, and or you shouldn't be doing anyway, and it sidetracks you and you lose sale. I can promise everybody on this call this. I can guarantee you 99% of your clients only know what you tell them. That's a guarantee. 90% of your clients only know what you sell them. Looks like I lost my feed there somewhere. Hang on just 1 second. Is everybody still seeing my screen? Yeah, there it is. 90% only know, 99% only know what you tell them. I can guarantee it. If you mention it, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to sell to it. And if you have to sell to it, guess what's going to happen? And you don't know what you're talking about. You're going to lose the deal. You're going to lose the deal. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So you got to watch for those negative signals just like you do, okay? Just like you do the positive buying signals. Negative signals can indicate DBM. These give signals into his want, need, or DM, and it's like you totally missed it, dude. And he's looking at you like you're from outer space, and things just aren't happening, and he doesn't have a clue what you're talking about. Then you probably missed his want, need, or DBM. You're not hitting those things. So you need to kind of go back and reestablish and rebuild the information. You need to go back and start and saying, man, I obviously missed a boat somewhere because this guy doesn't have a clue. You know, I thought he said he wanted to build business. And, obviously, you know, he wants to do something totally different. So go back and look at it. See where you're at. And somebody said that my voice is sounding garbly or something. I'm not sure. Can everybody hear me okay? And I know it's going to take a couple of seconds to come back to know that, but okay. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. Looks like I'm back online. So, all right, let's keep on rolling. So some examples of negative signals include the following. Tenseness, okay? If you feel the tenseness in the room, crossed arms. Crossed arms that is so common. So common. Crossed arms. Okay? And negative facial expressions. If he's got a frown on his face and you're sitting there talking and things just aren't going well, okay, and he's looking at you like he's mad at the world, you probably got a problem. If he keeps touching his nose, if someone keeps touching their nose, that is a negative signal. Okay, that's a negative signal. If he keeps checking his watch or looking at the clock, that means you are invading his space and his time, and he does not want to talk to you. Okay? He does not want to talk to you. So if you're seeing those things, those are all negative signals, and you need to get away from that, especially the crossing of the arms. How many of you have crossed your arms, okay? How many of you have crossed your arms when someone was talking to you because you're bored and you don't want to hear a thing they have to say? Anybody? I mean, think about that for a moment. You do it without even thinking, all right? You do it without even thinking. Some prospects may be nervous about you being at their business. They don't like salespeople. They don't like people coming in and invading their space. They don't understand what you're talking about to begin with. Okay? They just continually have people come in and bombard them, and they're not interested. So the minute you walk in, the defenses already go up because they don't like sales reps. For some, it's the first time they've talked to anyone about mobile marketing. Most people believe, because they hear the things about Facebook and Twitter and all these big apps, okay, and they know that it costs thousands of dollars and thousands of dollars with programmers to produce these apps, that you're fixing to ask them for thousands and thousands of dollars. And you can get to those thousands and thousands of dollars if, okay, if you allow it to happen. But if you shut down the sale right in the beginning, it's never going to happen. If he's picking his nose, it's a negative reaction. That's absolutely right. Other may simply be ill at ease in talking with an authority figure. You are the boss. Okay? You are the boss. You're in charge. You are now his marketing consultant, or as O'Kenny says, I'm the VP of marketing. Okay? You are the man and or the woman. You are there to take his money and change his business. Many people get very nervous about that, especially when they think that you're coming in to take over. And really, you should have that attitude, that you're there to take over his marketing and his business and do exactly what you say you can do and build his business and drive customers and sales into his cash register, okay, and people through his door. If you're sitting there and that's what your intent is, and that should be your intent, I don't care if it's selling a mobile business card or selling a full-blown app or selling Facebook or Twitter or a website. I don't care what you're selling him. If it's there to help him grow business, then you need to do exactly what you say. You know what I find on the streets? I hear this all the time. Such and such came in and sold me this, and after they sold it to me, I never saw them again. And you pull up their website, and it's a piece of junk. It's a total piece of crap. But nobody ever told them how to put that web address in their advertisements to drive people to their website so they could get more information. Okay? So they could get the data and the information that they need. And their website sits there and it just goes stagnant. and nobody's looking at it. Negative subtle signals that result from this type of anxiety should be handled the same as those that are caused by disinterest or disbelief. The sales rep's job is still to work on building rapport. Listen, when I talked about rapport, okay, when I talked about rapport, and I cannot pound this enough, don't step into that sale until you've built rapport with that client. He's never going to listen to you. Some clients, you can build rapport fast. Some, you can't. Some, it takes a while. Some, it takes more than one visit. We all want to sell right now. But if you can see that you're not building rapport with that person, you're not going to make the sale. You've got to make the prospect feel comfortable enough to open up and concentrate on the sales presentation. I don't care what it is you're selling. If you're selling him a new ball pen, and it's the greatest ball pen in the world, and it always writes, it never stops. Okay, who made that famous, right? Who made the ball pen famous about it never stopped writing? Does anybody know? Somebody put in the group who made the ball pen famous with it never stops writing. Greatest commercials ever done. But I don't care what you're selling them, they have to believe it. They have to believe it. If they don't believe it, they'll never conceive it, and you will never, ever sell it. It's not going to happen. You've got to make them feel comfortable. They have to open up and talk to you. Okay? They have to open up and talk to you. If they don't concentrate, you're not going anywhere. Next week, I'm not going to stop training here, but next week's sales training, we're going to go into the trial close. Okay? It's often said that the secret to closing is knowing when to rather than how to. The trial close is designed to find out when to close. Known as the salesperson's thermometer, the trial close is an opinion-asking question. Okay? And Vic, that's absolutely right. David Craiglow got it right. Big pins. Absolutely. The trial close is there to do just that, to know exactly when to close. And we're going to be going over that next week. Now let me jump over here real quick, and I got to figure out how to do this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go into the system here real quick. Well, I tell you what, it's a pain not having two computers, and I mean a huge pain. I mean a monitor, two monitors. Let me log in here real quick. Any questions about sales? Any questions at all about sales? While I'm bringing up the Instant App Wizard platform. And I'm going to come right over here, and I'm going to start screen share with that. That should be coming up here just any second. I'm going to go ahead and bring that down. I'm going to bring this up. Okay. Let's go ahead. Now, let's go back over here, and we're going to go into the ugly business card, and we're going to start beautifying the ugly business card. And I just want to show tonight a couple of things. All right? Now, first thing I want to show is this. When you're building your business cards or when you're building your apps, be very methodical in what you do. Okay? Understand what you're doing and know where you want to start. Okay? Know where you want to start. And everybody asks me, and I get this all the time, well, Kerry, what is your process? This is my process. I don't go to settings first. Okay? I go to content first. This is very important. Okay? Because now you're going to go in and you're going to set up what I call your canvas to start your artwork. In order to do that, you've got to put your buttons on the page. The first thing I do is I go to links to web pages and phone numbers. Example here, okay, I put the call us button, the share button, and the website button. All right? Call us and share every time. Call us and share every single time. Okay? Website, not always. All right? Then I go to V-cards. Now let me show you what I do. Does everybody see this information right here on V-cards? You got your first name, last name, job title, organization, website, email, fax, mobile number. Now, this information right here, the home stuff, I do not have that on my form. Okay? That's not on my form. Everything from work related and everything above here, mobile number and up, that's the information I get. Okay? And that's the information in order that I get. Why do I get that specific information? Because with that information, you can fill in every single block that you need to fill in for a mobile business card. Now, about us information and that stuff, that's a little bit different. Okay? You're going to have to get that on a form, put that on your form so they can fill that out. But for the mobile business card, for the digital business card, that's the data I need. Not only do I need it for the V card, but when I come down here for address in Google Maps, it's the same thing. Okay? The exact same thing. So I can come in, all right, and I can put this information in and I just cut and paste and I roll right along. So I go from links to web pages and phone numbers, then I go to V cards, okay? Then I put their social media links in, and I just go down the line. Then the email us form, then I go right here to addresses, all right? And most of this other, everything else below addresses is special add-ons, all right? Special add-ons. So that's all I need for the digital business card. I've got all the information I need. Then I go to settings. The first thing I do when I go to settings, I've not figured out my color palette yet. I've not figured out what my logo is going to do. I've not done any of that yet. Okay? The next thing I do, I go to my header. Now, this is how I do my header. You can do your header any way you want. All right? I never have a title bar on my headers. I turn that off. The image is the logo, all right? And I always have a button bar, and you can see the button bar right here. Let me see if I have an image I can put in there real quick as a logo. Logo. So you can see the difference here. This logo is going to push down my button bar. So you can see here I've got my button bar right here, all right, but I don't have my title bar. Why? Because I turned my title bar off, completely off. I don't want it on any page. Now, I know there are people that use the title bar. There's people that use the title bar for different things. On the mobile business card, I do not use the title bar. I only use the footer bar. Now on the footer bar, all right, I use the title bar. But on the title bar, I only use it on sub pages. You can use it on all pages, the home pages, or only sub pages. I use it only on the sub page. Okay, that's the only place I use it on. Now, I turn it on as I'm building the card because I want to be able to see when I use the color palette, and I want to be able to see it change. Yeah, I don't put first name or last name on anything. I get that information, but I don't put it on there. Okay? The left button is always the home page button. The right button, I put previous page, and in order to give me more room for their business name down here, I go all the way back and I take the previous page out of here and I just put PREV with the back button on it. 99.99999% of the people are going to know what that is. Okay? Next thing I do, I don't never put a slide menu on a mobile business card. Never, never, never have I, ever, ever, ever will I. Okay? That's reserved for more robust apps where you have your buttons over here, you've got your buttons on your home screen, and you don't want all those buttons to be seen. So, but I do not use slide menu at all. Page transitions. I use no page transitions. You can. I know some of you use page transitions, and it's really cool, okay? And I use image transitions when I use multiple headers, but it's really cool. But I do not use page transitions. You can if you want. Works on some phones, doesn't work on all of them. Save home screen triangle. This is probably one of the most important buttons on the front of the page. This recognizes the phone you're on. I see people in the group all the time say, well, how do I show them how to put this on their phone? If you've got save home screen triangle on there, and they touch on that, it tells them how to do it. It'll tell you how to do it. Okay? I can tell you, I know how to put these on one phone. It's the only phone I know how to put them on. And that's the Samsung S3 and S4. That's the only two phones I know how to put it on. So you're not going to know every single phone out there. But if you have this triangle on there, and I can tell you, when Mark and Scott came up with this little ticket, this was the best thing that ever happened. This technology right here was the best thing that ever happened to these mobile apps. Now I've got all that done, and I come down here to styles and colors. Next week we're going to go into styles and colors for the second half of training. I come into styles and colors. Now for this ugly business card, and it's not so ugly anymore because I did some stuff and showed David Craiglow some stuff. For the mobile business card, I go immediately to advanced. And I do the exact same thing. Can everybody see that this stuff is in order? I mean, it comes right down the app in perfect order. Don't go down here, and I'm telling you this because I've done it 1,000 times. Probably more than that, just practicing. Okay? Don't come down here and start on the bottom. Start at the top of the app. Okay? Start up here, and I didn't save my image a while ago. Start up here at the top, just like it's laid out. If you will do that, you will build this app 10 times as fast. If you sit there and you try to fumble around and fiddle around, remember this. Time is money. And the more time you waste building those apps, the less money you make. If you're charging $249 for that 2.0 business card, and you can do 4 of those an hour, that's $1,000 an hour. If it takes you an hour to do it, it's $249 an hour now. I don't know about you, but I prefer the first, not the latter. Okay? Now, I cannot build every mobile business card in 15 minutes. And the reason for that is I do some custom logo work. If they send me a really bad logo, and I don't want that logo on the streets compared to my other mobile business cards that I put out there, and a lot of times I do it and don't charge them because I want them to share, and when they open that up, they give me a half a dozen referrals because it looks so good. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, Kerry, you don't do anything for free. Trust me, when I go in and do a little bit of custom work on their logo, I'm not doing that for free because I know when they open that up, there's going to be 3 to 5 referrals come, and I'm going to close every one of those. And because I did that, I actually just made about $1,500. So you're right. I do nothing for free. But the little things that I do, I do it to create more business. The more business you have, the more money you make. The more money you make, the happier your wife is. Okay? So start at the header. All right? We're going to come in here and we're going to put a background in the header. Let's just change this to black or whatever color. That's not black. It's gray. Black is actually 00000. If you don't believe me, ask Kitty Dutton. Okay? All right? We can make it transparent. We can do anything we want to with it. All right? I've got a little white sheen on this. That's why that's not gray. You can see it right under here. The button bar. And I'm not going to go into this deep. But you can go, this is where you go in and do the button bar. Okay? Footer bar the same way. Now I told you, make sure the footer bar is turned on. It's turned off right now. So what I want to do up here, I want to go back to the footer. I want to go to title bar settings. I want to make sure it's on all pages. Okay? And then when I come back over here, my title bar is there. Okay? And when my title bar is there, I can go ahead and color it in. Now, I tell you what I will do, and I told you not to skip, and I just do this because I wish this button was up at the top. The background, I always go in pretty quick and change the background. That's just because I'm going to go in here and I'm going to work on my buttons on the background that I want it to be on. Okay? But I always go to advanced. I always start at the top. Shopping cart, of course, I don't get into the shopping cart on a mobile business card, but this is your shopping cart program. All right? Google Analytics and Stats. This changes often. I'll do training on Google Analytics and Stats pretty soon. But we'll get into that in a couple of weeks or so, 3 or 4 weeks, as soon as we get finished with this training. But start on the right side. Go down and get all the data entered. That way you create your buttons, okay? You want to be able to create your buttons. That way you can start on the settings side and work your way down. Now, one thing you want to do right here is make sure the title is their business name, and make sure you put the description of their business. Even if it's just their business name, their phone number, and their data that you have, put it in the description, okay? So that this app can get indexed. It's very, 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 very important. All right? And that's it. That's really it. That's my process of building out a business card. And it's very simple. It's very quick. All right? This is something else we started adding today. And we're going back and going to every one of our customers is the punch card. We're adding the punch card to all of our apps, and we're charging $49 for it. Okay? It's a $49 upgrade. If they want us to do anything with it every month, it's $49 a month. Every time I touch that button, it's $49. All right, and we're adding that this week. All right, any questions real quick at all? Any questions? Oh, I forget I got the delay. I have to wait on that. I'm going to show you one more thing here. I'm going to come up over here. I'm going to change screens. Uh-oh. Is he going to let me? Yeah, it's going to let me. And I want to show y'all something real quick. This is something I'm working on, and I'm working on it hard, okay? It's how to go out and target and start a sales force. But I just want to show you, okay? I just want to show you what a small sales force can do for you. Now, I get asked all the time, Kerry, how do you work your sales pay and all that stuff? This is how I work it, all right? I hope that's working. Shows to be. This is what I do, okay? I split, and all I'm going to talk about is the initial sale, all right? The initial sale, okay? I go out and sell one app a day, and I sell it for $249. I get all $249. Does everybody understand that? That $249 is mine because I go out and make a sale. So I made $249. And then I say I got 3 sales reps, and each one of those go make 1 sale per day. I get 50% of their $249. So I make $124.50 on each one of their apps. So $124.50, $124.50, $124.50. So if I have 3 sales reps out there and I go out and sell one, I'm netting out I'm grossing out $622.50 per day. Okay? Per day. All right? Kenny doesn't want me to tell you, also on the marketing platform, I give in order to get them launched into the marketing platform, okay, and to get them working into the marketing platform, I give them the email side, the Twitter side, the Facebook side for free. Okay, that's an upsell, but it's an upsell bonus to get them acclimated and to get them used to it and to get them using it. That's what will go out, and you can go back in and get, once they see that it's working that way, it's easy to close the texting. Okay? Kenny, what else was I going to mention tonight, buddy? Do you remember? So, but anyway, look at that little chart right there. 249, 21, 24, 50, 124, 50, 124, 50. Now, your average sales rep is going to go out and sell 2 to 3 a day. 2 to 3 a day. So, keep your sales reps to where you can manage building the apps, but you should be able to easily build 15 a day. 15 apps a day. Without question, you can build 3 business cards an hour. So that's only 3 hours, or that's 5 hours of work. Take a couple hours for lunch and a couple other hours to do something else, and you've pretty much got a full day. But just look at that. Now think what you can do with 10 sales reps, all selling just 1 a day. 20 sales reps, just selling 1 a day. Okay? All right, any questions at all? Any questions? I'm going to give it a couple of seconds here. I want to thank everybody for coming out, being a part of our Wednesday night training. And the chat system for our new webinar system is going to work the same way. We've got people on our live right now. We've got about 35 people on the live channel. We got 15 people here. $249 for the first year, then $49 every year after. $249 for the first year. It's $249 for the first year, and then $49 a year. Not $249 plus anything. $249 for the first year, then $49 every year after that. Thank you, Leads by Gil. I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much. Now, if you can get 249 and 49, knock them out of the park. That's my pricing. You guys go out and get whatever you can. Okay? You go out and get whatever you can. I got to send a shout out to Mary in Hawaii. All right? She's a prime example of someone who listens. And look what she did. You know? Look what she did. Desktop icon. I don't have a clue what you're asking about. Leads by Gil. Desktop icon. Are you talking about for your computer? I want to thank everybody for coming out. Remember, the hardest door to open is the car door. If you don't get out and sell, and you sit at the house trying to figure it out all day long, every single day, you're not going to do very well. You're not going to close any deals sitting in your living room unless it's some kind of sales rep coming in. Okay, I mean, some kind of a service that you can sell something to. No, zero decrease in sales. Matter of fact, when I went to 2.0, my sales went up. When I went to 2.0, sales went up. Much higher quality app. If you're still building 1.0 apps, you're losing money. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't wean yourself from that 1.0 system, you are losing money every single day. If you'll notice, I don't even go into 1.0 anymore. I quit building them. I won't even build a 1.0 app. Okay? No, that's not my car. Didn't say it was. All right? I actually drive a Kia Optima, and I love it. Dual turbo. It's very nice. Any more questions? All right, guys. Have a great night. God bless. I will see you at next week's training.